Hello, this is going to be another short little video to do with powder coating the throttle linkage on my Mark II. This particular piece goes from the pedal to the carburetors. This piece here that I've already powder coated is inside the car, and the pedal runs up and down against this. And of course, in my particular case, it'll be this way around because my car is a right-hand drive. What am I saying? Even if it's a left-hand drive, it'll be the same way around. Brain cell not working today. Alright, so that will be in my car and your car as well. This is the piece we're going to do today, and you can see it's kind of complicated, I suppose, the way they have it all hooking up. This comes through the firewall, and then this piece fits onto it and goes out to the carburetors. What I intend to do today is take it all apart, give it a jolly good clean and blast, and once that's done, give it a nice powder coat in shiny black. Hopefully you'll enjoy the video and learn a little bit about powder coating. It's not a difficult process, it's very simple. I have done it on a couple of other items and put YouTube videos out on them, but just in case you're a person that only looks for Jaguar Mark II stuff, you'll see this one and hopefully you will enjoy it. Alright, onward to cleaning. No point in me showing you how to clean. I'm sure you're quite capable of doing that. And now I have to take this apart, and what I've done, which something perhaps you might want to do, is I have taken photographs of this from as many angles as I possibly can. When it comes back to reassembly in a few days maybe, or maybe even later this afternoon, I need to know, where the head of the bolt goes, then this piece, and then the washer, and then the spring, and then this clip, and which way this rod comes through, which way it goes through there. Basically, you need. Oh God, I'm sorry, I hate that word. You need to make sure you get it back the way it should be. All right, onward and upward. Well, before starting any work on powder coating, first you must pour yourself a large gin and tonic, or beer or wine. These pieces here are all now blasted, and I have sprayed them with brake cleaner to clean off all the residue dust and give them a final degreasing. Very important at this stage not to touch them, or at least as little as possible, because the grease from your hands will get on and can, not necessarily will, but can affect the powder coating. The next phase is now to do plugs in the holes that I don't want powder coat in, and to tape up areas I don't want powder coated. Once that's done, I will show you that in the next section. Well, here we are now. These pieces have all been blasted, as I said earlier. They've now been cleaned with brake cleaner, and they are ready for me to start applying the powder coat. You will see these odd things sticking in. These are heat resistant bungs that you use in order to prevent powder coat getting to where you don't want it to get to. Also, this is special heat resistant tape. Once the powder coat's on, of course, it really doesn't matter, but it stops it from falling off in the oven and damaging the powder coat that's going on, because it'll be wet and liquid. So next stage is to actually powder coat these, and I will be doing it in a shiny black. Just a couple of silly little notes. Jar here full of odd pieces of wire. That's exactly what I've got in here, odd pieces of wire hanging things up. Very helpful. And yeah, another jar full of little rubber bungs, and again they're all heat resistant bungs. I believe I got them from Eastwood, but you can get them all over the place. Right, next stage now is let's get on with the powder coating. Alright, the next phase of this is to do the powder coating. and this is a negative positive charge. I'm not sure which one is which, but it has to be charged in order to make the powder adhere to the metal, and you spark it as such and then spray. I'm not going to continue this verbally because I need to put a breathing mask on, so I'll continue to show you what I'm doing, but without you hearing me speak, which I'm sure will be a pleasure for a lot of you.
Okay, just one thing, as you can hear it sounds kind of strange because this is with my mask on, and I'm not going to continue to comment on it. You have to press this button on the powder coat gun. This particular one is from Eastwood. It is very good. I have had no problems with this, and I can recommend it. Not that I get paid for this, so I'm just letting you know. From now on, no more commentary. Okay, I said no more commentary. One last thing just to let you know, I left this bolt in deliberately. One, it stops the thread from getting powder coat on it. Two, I wanted to coat the head of the bolt and also the end so that it protects it. Okay, now I need to turn it around to make sure that I get an even coat on both sides. Normally it's not a problem because it will be attracted to it, but I like to make doubly sure because I want it to look pretty. And as you can see, it hasn't quite coated this, but everything else seems to be pretty good. But I'll go through and do all of them. I guess I lied about the commentary, as I'm still talking, although of course it sounds kind of weird. And it's just like painting, only a lot easier. And it is so much more durable. And while I'm doing this, I'm trying to be very careful not to bang the other pieces, because it will fall off. The coating, that is. Not always easy because you have to reach behind, and I'm trying to be economical and coat a lot of things at once, because it has to be done in an electric oven. This cannot be done in a gas oven. The fumes will damage the powder coat. And also, guys, do not do this in your wife's oven, or if you're the cook in your oven. It is toxic and it will kill you. Alright, I have coated everything now, and we will get this into the oven as soon as the temperature comes up. And just to let you know, not that you probably care, I got this on Craigslist for $25. Didn't care if the range worked, as long as the oven worked. That is what it's all about. And looking at this now, I can see my oven is up to temperature. So the next thing to do is to get this beastie in there. Alright, here we go. Nice oven. Be careful not to bang it. Also, if you've got half a brain, which I don't, take off the connection. Now we just rest this in here on the shelf. Slide it in, he says. That's it, there we go. Shut the oven door, set your phone timer for 14 minutes, and bingo, it'll be done. Now, this assumes that you use the same powder as me, so you'll have to check that. Normally with each one, there comes a label that tells you, this one it says 392 for 10 degrees. I tend to do 392 for 15 minutes. Just helps it flow a little better. You have to practice and figure out what works best for the oven you're using. Okay, we're going off the air now whilst this cooks, and then we'll be back when it's done.
Alright, it says it is done. The timer has just gone off, so fingers crossed. Let's have a look. Okay, ooh, the heat is coming out of there. Oh, they look shiny. We will have to look at them a bit later when they're out of there, when it's cooled down a bit. Here are the pieces now out of the oven and cooled down. Let's take a look at this piece. Pull the plug out. Take the tape off, and off of this end, and look at that beauty. Nicely powder coated. The area I didn't need covered because it rubs up against certain items, and then obviously this pivot point. Let me grab another piece, this one here, and the two big plugs in there. You just pop them out, and that way it hasn't got any in here. And put a wrench on there and I'll be able to undo that. Very nice. This piece here. Again, pull the plug out. Look at that. What a beauty. Alright, sorry, I probably didn't get that in focus for you guys. Let's just put these hooks back in here. There's another little interesting piece. Okay, now this piece I didn't want it, I wanted it on the end, but I didn't want the powder coat on this because it actually resides inside here, even though this has teeth on it and this doesn't. When you do up the nut it clamps onto it, so that's the reason I did that. These little beasties here, various spacers that go on the throttle pedal. They all seem to be done rather nicely. Just give that a quick pull and they all come off. Look at that. Lovely. Alright. Feeling good. And silly little washer here. Actually washer spacer. And again, didn't want it on the surfaces, so I taped it up. Just a light sand will make that perfectly flat again. Let's have a look in here. And these are the rods go to the carburetor. These are well and truly bound on there. Alright, I'll deal with that later, no point in you watching me do that. And then this final piece, look at that. I do like powder coat. Oh, a little bit of a bend in there. Just have a look at the pictures and see if that's relevant or whether that should be dead straight. Before I put it back in, I might have to put that in the vise and bend it straight with some kind of protection to stop me damaging the powder coat, or leave it as it is. I'll have to see. Okay, that's it for the moment on this particular item. Here we are with all the pieces nicely powder coated on the edge of this, and not on the surface because that is going to be rubbing. So I'll put a little light copper grease on that, and all of these pieces will all go back together, little bushes and spacers. And on here you can see I've already put on the washer and the split pin, and here these two spacers go behind this when I bolt it to the body. That is really about it. I'm going to shoot down the road now and get a stainless steel nut and bolt which goes through here, and get some stainless steel washers and make sure everything looks nice and pretty, and I'll then wrap it all up and put it away until I'm ready to install it. Final picture before I put it all away, ready for installation. This is how the assembly is worked. There will be the gas pedal here, and this will be bolted to the firewall, and then it goes through the firewall to this link and then to the carburetors. An intriguing little setup, all done nicely. There is a Woodruff key in here that holds this piece, and despite the fact that I was extremely careful, I seem to have lost it. Very annoying, so I shall have to get a replacement key. Alright, that's about it.